Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to design earrings. This can be a earrings and pendant combo. Actually, like I think about I would say at least 9 years back or so, I made this thing. As you guys can see, um, I didn't even have matching, wire. So I used silver wire, and then I used um, antique gold, bead cap, cone bead cap. And then I had this bead which I really like. It's a 15 seed bead. And then I had this frosted 4 millimeter bicone and these teardrop faceted crystal bead, which is still my favorite pendant. Actually, my elder daughter adores it. I had the same made in three. One I made it into a pendant, the other two I had it for earrings. I don't know where I kept the earrings though, because my daughter was using that quite a lot. But this is what it is, and I wanted to make a similar one, but with the beads that I got from Mindel company. It's a Facebook group, and for this purposes, this is the check glass bead that I'm using instead of the top drill teardrops, and this is the hole goes through straight, so that's the only difference. But I'm going to make something similar, and I'm going to use this matte turquoise seed beads, which I really like. I'm also planning to use this crystal. It's like a weird shaped crystal. It's like a heart shaped crystal, which I want to use, but I'm not so sure. That's, um, that's not sure. I'm not sure about it. That might change. So this is the bead cap. This is quite big bead cap than what I used in this sample, as you guys can see. Quite a big one, but this is 15 and this is 11 that I'm going to use. So that's one thing. So I'm thinking that this might work, and I also need 20 gauge wire, just a little bit of it, and also a needle and a thread of choice. A thread of choice, I wouldn't say Fireline, because the drape won't be that good. Either use Eslon or Nymo will work, and also Mayuki thread will work. Yeah, so something like that, right? So Fireline will also work, but I would say stick with 0.06 rather than 0.08. Okay, I'm going to use Nymo. I'm going to use Toho thread. That also you can use. So first of all, we need to make this. So let me just open this 20 gauge wire, artistic wire, nothing fancy. Okay, so I'm just going to put this through this, otherwise this is gonna come out. Okay, so I have kinked the wire so much. Right now I need my nylon jaw pliers to straighten it out. Okay, excuse me. My nylon jaw pliers, for some reason, I'm not very happy about this brand. This is a Benacraft brand, the one that I used to use before. I really liked it. So we need, let me see. I'm cutting a little bit more than what I want, because if there is a very less wire left, I cannot use it for any purposes, trust me, right? So what I'm gonna do here is take your round nose pliers. You can also use your bail making pliers, whichever you want. Okay, take it, and this is, I would say, like 11 centimeters long. About 2/3 of the wire, keep it, and just make a bigger loop, right? Just a bigger loop, just like that, and then straighten the long wire. Okay, just like that, like a teardrop kind of a thing. And now I want to see if it will fit this. See this, it nicely fits here. That's what we want, and I don't want this to be shown, so I want this. Hold on to this and then take your pliers and wrap this. Just 2 wraps is more than enough. You can even straighten this up, but it is all going to be hidden inside, so it doesn't matter. And snip off the excess wire, and then take your pliers and do the necessary, and then now we shall put into this and try. See this, it's nice and hidden inside, and it's perfect. So I want you to do the other one as well, because it's always like for earrings you need to do things side by side. That's what makes a good one. So what I'm going to do is, again, 2/3 of the wire I keep it, and then I make a loop, and then I bring it like this, and I straighten that long wire, and I have this. Then hold it with my pliers, take my tweezer nose pliers on the other hand, and then hold on and take it and wrap. Okay, once you have the 2 wraps, that's all you will need. You can snip off the excess wire. So tuck that tail in and make these 2 align each other. Now we have that. We take it, and so if you can see, this one became slightly bigger than this loop, right? So I want to make this loop big as well. Just open it up, more or less the same. If you want, you can do it again, but I'm not worried about it, so I'm just going to keep it this way. So now this is a size 12 beading needle, as you guys can see. I'm gonna grab my Toho thread. I'm gonna use this Miyuki thread, not Toho thread, it's Miyuki thread, 330 DTEX, and in this pretty color. So what you do is you just slightly lift this sticker up, okay, and you can see the thread. So take it out of the notch, okay. This saves you from unraveling. See, I didn't remove the transparent sheet out there, and now I just take it like this. That way I still keep the transparent sheet intact so that it doesn't fly away. So I'm going to take about, say, a wingspan. A wingspan is if you stretch your fingers from one side to another, that's when you will get the wingspan. And then see, I put it in that slot and use my scissors, and I tightly hold it and then cut it like that. So this is easier to thread in comparing to the anything else. So that's why I really like this thread a lot. And instead of threading the thread into the needle, thread the needle into the thread. That's easy way with beading and these thread. Okay, here I have a wingspan of color. The color is totally up to you. You can use black or white, but since I have this blue, I'm using it. Okay, and what I'm going to do here, is pick up some beads. So the sample right here, as you guys can see, it's of varied lengths, right? Let me see. This is the longest one, the next long one, and this is the next, this is the next, this is the next. Yeah, hold on. Right. So next, this is right, just like that. So we are going to do the same. Oops. Okay. Pick up some beads. Hi friends, welcome. I actually finished one of the earrings, so I will show you guys how to make the other one. As you guys can see, I made 8 total strands here. Totally I made 8 strands, and then I really like the way this turned out to be. It's quite unique and different. It is not the one that you normally get, and it has that sky blue, the brown, which is a classic color combination, brownish maroon, I would say, a little bit, so the check glass. And then because both are matte color, right, the color combination is stunning. It normally goes really well, but I chose both are matte. It's opaque and it's not transparent, so I want something flashy. So instead of choosing a bicone, which I chose here, in here the thought process was, okay, I have a metallic seed bead with multicolor kind of a coating, so I wanted this to be flashy. It has a lot of facet on the top of the teardrop, and so I chose the same for the bicone. Here I chose this because these two are matte and that doesn't have anything flashy. I want a little bit of a flashy one, so I chose this flashy crystal bead in the triangle shape. So I have that, and this one, the beads have a top drill hole. That means sideways. The hole is sideways like this, and the teardrop is like this. In this, the hole is through top to bottom, so that's why it's a little bit different, but I really like the way this turned out to be. And I was about to use this bead cap, that's what I showed you guys, but I felt, it needed a lot of strands to fill that up, and it wouldn't be very nice for an earring, I would say. I think this will be meant for a pendant maybe. So I changed it to a cone, but still this is a bigger one. I don't have this smaller one anymore. I wish I should buy it because it's half the size, and it's really very pretty with the 15 O's. And this is 11 O's, so this was perfect, so I finished it like this. So I want to show you guys how I made this. I use the lever back gear wires because that is the safest, and I wouldn't the Miyuki thread was a perfect fit. It has that drape, as you guys can see, very nice drape, and it doesn't, it's very pretty. So I really like, it's quite different, not the usual ones that you make. So whenever you're making handmade jewelry, you do need that. So I have an arm span of not a wingspan, an arm span of thread left over, so I'm using that. So first of all, we had this loop, right? So this loop is the start for us. What I need to do is take the end of the cord thread, okay, one end is the needle, the other end, take it and put it through this loop and make yourself a couple of knots. Okay, you don't want the tail to be bigger. We are not going to weave in the thread, but we will tie. So one, okay, and overhand knot, and then a surgeon's knot. Surgeon's knot is nothing but like overhand knot and make it loop through the hole twice. That's a surgeon's knot. And then go through the wire loop once and make another knot. Okay, that can be a surgeon's knot as well, and tie that nicely. Now our thread is attached to the loop. Okay, we'll start adding the beads. So as I said, I don't think so these are a branded seed bead. These are not, even though they look the similar, they look the same size, but they are not the same size. Okay, but it is always okay to use it with the tassel earrings because you don't see that difference that much. But if you're bead weaving, I wouldn't suggest using this. So what I'm going to do is that being said, because it is not a uniform size, you wouldn't be able to pinpoint exactly how many beads you need for each strand, because it goes from the small to the long, right? So the longest tassel I have in this earrings is 30 beads long. 30 beads from the start to the crystal, not the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's 20. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, 30 beads in total. Just drop it down. Okay, so this is going to be eyeballing it, because what happens is, as I said, you cannot match it, and I also finished it. If I haven't finished it, I could have matched with every single strand and done it, but this way it's easier. Okay, so add a crystal after the 30 beads, then I added 2 beads. Okay, just to give that a gap. I tried putting it right on top, it didn't look good, so that's why. So 2 beads, and then you take the teardrop, go from the top through the bottom. Okay, and then pick up 1 more seed bead, drop everything down. Okay, let go of the last seed bead, okay, after the teardrop, and then go through the teardrop, the 2 seed beads, the crystal, and all the 30 seed beads. Okay, just make sure you go through all of them. If you miss it, it's very hard to retrace your steps. So go through all of them. Might be difficult. Use your pliers to pull the cord and see if you haven't missed anything. And there is 1 more here up on the top. Okay, so now you hold this and then you pull this. You hold the end, the bead that you skipped, hold that, and if you pull it, everything will get straightened. Okay, do not pull this tight. I know somebody will be a tight bead weaver. Do not pull this tight. Your tassel will not look flowy like it should. So it's okay even if there is a gap, I'm saying, Do not pull it tight. That's the only thing. So go through the loop once more. Okay. And that's gonna be the longest of the thing. Let's find out which is the longest and just keep it as. Yep. Okay, so that's that. Now, so what you can do is you can actually go through this loop that you created, and that way that will create like a okay. If you mess it up, please take out the needle. Do not do the needle. You can split the cord or so. It's not pretty. Trust me, that's the knot. Somehow it got tangled. I don't know how, but it did. So we need to take this carefully. I will untangle this and come. I did untangle, so just be mindful of that. Now, so the next one. So what you can do is, so from now on, I didn't measure. I just measured the long one and that's it. I went with it. And then you can keep this as a pile, and you can just put your needle through the pile and it will automatically load the beads. Okay, you can do that. And then yeah, instead of doing one by one counting, and so this is pretty easy. See that? You can also keep it in a box. If you have a big box that you can keep it, then you can do. So now what you do is you just keep this like that. It should not be longer than this, which it is longer. So I'm just going to take off a couple of beads and then see. So my gauge was to have the crystal just above the crystal here. So I think this should be good. Take one crystal, add it. After adding that, add 2 seed beads. So if you follow a pattern, make sure you follow the same pattern throughout. Take the teardrop and then a seed bead. Okay, and then make sure everything falls down and it's right next to the other one, and make sure it's not longer than the other one. It's slightly smaller, which is perfect. So that's what we want. So this is how I did. But if you want, you can count 30 beads, you can do 28 beads the next line, and so forth and so on, if you want it to be consistent. But as I said, if I did have a branded seed bead, I would have done that, but these are not, which I wasn't happy about. But they are pretty much the same size, but they are not the same size. So I would not use this for bead weaving. I mean, you can use it. They are okay, not way too different, but still. Okay, and then hold this bead down and pull everything to the loop. Now the second one is done, right? What you need to do is go through that loop, the wire loop, one more time, And then now I'm ready to add the next line. So just like this, I added 8 lines, and the shortest is this, right? So you just randomly do this, and then you will have a full tassel just like that. So that'll look like really full. So I am done with 2. 6 more to go. So I just load the beads just like this, go through the pile and load it, drop it down, load. Once I have enough, I think I have enough, then I check with my line that I added the last. Don't check with the first one, so check with the line that you added the last and see if it is a little bit too much. Yeah, it is, right? So I take off 3 beads and then take a crystal, two more beads, teardrop, 1 more bead, the last, drop that down. Okay, skip the last one that you added and go through all of that. Make sure you go through all of that, that's very important. You can also hold it in your finger and then load the needle through all the beads. Once you have them, pull that out. That's how you need to add everything, but if you want, you can loop. See this? So when you have this, what you can do is, please do not pull it through. You can actually pick up one of these cord and just go like that, so that it creates a, I mean, there is a V shape, right? So if you want to go, you can go and create a knot, right? Overhand knot on top of this wire, or you can tie with the end thread. You can do either way. So load all the 8 strands and I'll show you guys how to finish it off. So I'm almost done. I'm at the end of finishing this earrings. Just move this here. So I finished adding 8 of this because I'm just saying I should not be, yeah, this is where I am. As you guys can see, there is 3, 5, 8 strands. So what I do is I just take this end cord and I tie a knot with the beginning tail. Okay, tie those together. Couple of good knots is enough. There we go. And then what I like to do is I take my thread and go through something which is adjacent to the thing. Some of the tassel, just one line of the tassel which is adjacent to it, just go down through it, like maybe this one right here. I mean, it's totally up to you which one you have to, and you don't have to go through every single tassel because there is 2 threads already running through it. Okay, so that's done. Let me just pull this out and take this up. When you do this, make sure you don't miss any bead. That'll put us, a lot of trouble. I mean, this thread. I have absolutely no complaints about this thread. When I'm here, I just pinch that thread because we have looped in, and make myself a small loop and go through that loop. Okay, and then go up through the bead, up through the teardrop, and some more beads on the top. Just like that, and take your scissors and snip it off. At this point you can snip off the cord, the starting two. You don't have to snip off very close, you can still leave a small tail, it doesn't matter because it's going in. So I have these cone beads in different colors, so I'm using the silver one. But if you do this, see this, a lot will go inside, and see how short it becomes, right? A lot will go inside, it'll become this short. So what I did was I added some beads. It doesn't matter what beads it is, you can use any beads you want. Yeah, you can use any beads you want. I did use 2 of the 8 seed beads that I had. This is not, branded one. I used 2, but then this is small. It didn't do much of a difference. Okay, see this, it still goes through quite some. So what I did was I added this bead. This is a 4mm round metallic bead. Okay, I added that, and then I added the cone. That gave me the distance perfectly, as you guys can see. Now they are all equal, so that's what we want. What I'm going to do here is take a crystal, put it on top, just like that. Take my round nose pliers, bend the wire to 90 degrees, reposition your pliers and make a loop. Again, I don't want the loop to be big, but I want a couple of wraps right there. Okay, hold on to that and just wrap the wire. Because we have a big wire, it's easier to wrap, right? At this point, I didn't wrap it properly, I guess. You can just snip off. And then tuck that tail in. Just be careful because we have a crystal down there. I would take my bent nose pliers to do this job. It is not a head pin, right? Okay, somehow it just came down the crystal, so that's the reason why. There we go. Actually speaking, I can cut a little bit off as well. It's very hard to do it on the camera, I guess. Okay, that's about it. All we need to do now is open up the ear wire. So this is a lever back ear wire. There's a short thing here. Open it up, take this and add this, and then close it up. How you will open and close a jump ring? Back and forth. So here is our earrings, very pretty earrings, and I really like the way this turned out to be. Nice and perfect for summer long earrings, and very pretty color. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye bye.